Always I want to be with you and make believe with you and not get copyright struck. Oh, love. Hello and welcome to the February 2022 update of Alter Aeon, where we discuss all of the latest news and development of the game. I am Shadowfax. I hope you all enjoyed last month's anniversary event. I also like revisiting the 1995 port and the Museum of Player Nostalgia. Reminds me of the good old days. Of course, even though those days were good, these days are even better. First of all, it is my pleasure to announce that we now have music on the D client. Yes, the official client of Alter Aeon is now fully scored with its own original soundtrack. This includes tracks for wind, rain, the ambient environment, and full music tracks. This represents a monumental effort by Denton, my brother, and I over many years, and I couldn't be happier with the result. I have even more background tracks in the works for the Westering Islands and groups of related areas, including Aram, Atlantis, Avalon, Aztecs, Dragontooth, Gad's Landing, Indira, The Labyrinth, Naphtali, Vimarken, West Naginog, Ubar, and more. What you're hearing right now is the Ralnoth track, a work in progress which used to be one of the ship tracks that I rearranged and expanded. Draak has been working to unify several mechanics to make them more consistent, identifiable, and curable. Most of these effects already existed, they have simply been expanded. These include bleeding. Normal damage over time to living creatures. Bleeding creatures accumulate poisoning from toxic melee attacks faster, and vampires that attack bleeding creatures will heal. Treated with the heal and blood bond spells, resisted by stone skin. Burning. Fire damage over time. Fire and water-based creatures are immune. Can be doused by Create Water or by immersion in water. Hypothermia, aka chilling. Unified effects of Chill Touch, Terrance Spectral Hand, and Spectral Claw into one. Instills a penalty on living creatures to strength and dexterity and vulnerability to cold and normal damage. Chilled creatures shiver periodically, losing mana and movement. The Melt skill and campfires lessen and remove it, while Fire Shield helps resist it. Nausea makes subjects more susceptible to toxic damage and interferes with their ability to use skills and cast spells. Certain poisons may make creatures nauseated, as can directly cast spells such as Noxious Cloud. Nausea is relieved by most abilities that can cure poisoning, and by minty and pine-tasting foods. Unbalanced. New condition, combining features of fainting and the debuff of a missed thrust. The armor and hit roll of unbalanced creatures is less effective. The big danger is that an unbalanced creature is more easily knocked down by attacks such as bash, trip, or charge. A high dexterity can prevent you from being unbalanced, and recover your balance more quickly. If you are unbalanced, you cannot use skills that unbalance or knock down others, though other abilities are unaffected. Other general changes. Campfires are now more restorative when you rest or sleep by one. Food has been changed, calories having more profound effect on the hit points restored, though well-seasoned player-cooked food will be the most restorative. The maximum limit to the amount of health and movement restored has also been increased. Resting while near a campfire while eating can help you recover quickly, especially at low levels. Timers were increased for cooked dishes, fished fishes, butchered meats, and foraged foods. Minor bleeding effect added to claw rake attacks from called druidic mountain lions and panthers. Thief frag grenades now have a chance to cause minor bleeding. Fairy fire no longer increases the damage from flame strike. Instead, it gives it a chance to light the target on fire! Thief poison gas grenades can nauseate targets. Noxious Cloud now nauseates targets and lowers movement regen instead of hit point regen. Thief frost ring grenades and druidic called Winter Wolves have a chance of chilling opponents. Crafted ammo should now have stronger die rolls. Being dazed or stunned interferes with your ability to use scrolls, wands, and staves. Scrolls are not consumed, nor are charges expended. You are just lagged briefly on failure. Napped weapons should now have heavy amount of dam roll, paired with more modest hit roll and die rolls. You can also add plucked feathers to napped weapons for a bit of primitive panache. Thief frag grenades now can use any spell comp made from crystal or glass, as long as it doesn't have an affinity for lightning or fire. Tailored items now have weights based on their size and the type of fabric they are made from. Crystal lights are now spell components. About a dozen or so minerals had their effects altered. In particular, shield block and parry are more common. Here are some planned changes. Leathercraft Scrape. All skins will start with stats on them. Using Leathercraft Scrape, the stats can be removed, but there is a chance of damaging the skin. Included in leather crafting. Draak might be testing out some automated trivia events in the next couple of months. Nausea will be expanded to 1 or 2 more abilities. Unified saving throw checks to resist chilling, burning, and nausea will be added to replace various custom routines. And of course, more music and ambient tracks. Now, because I care about you, I'd like to take the opportunity to offer a bit of real-life advice. I wasn't ready to talk about this in the last update, but my mother-in-law passed away a few days before last Christmas. I know I seemed hopeful to return to working on Alter Aeon after the holiday season was over in earnest, but to say that Kagome's family was ill-prepared for this event would be an understatement. Please, if you have an elderly parent or relative for whom you were responsible, don't be afraid to talk to them about any inheritance. Have them tell you what life insurance policies they may have. Learn where they keep important paperwork, such as any car title, the deed to their house, or their will. And ensure that any accounts in their name have clearly denoted beneficiaries. If I can spare at least one person the pain and misery that I have experienced over the past several weeks, I will consider this message to be successful. Thanks to Draak and Morpheus for having kept me abreast of Alter Aeon's recent developments. No matter the difficulty, I remain committed to providing these monthly updates. Have a pleasant Valentine's Day. That concludes this monthly update. Please like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more presentations like this one. You can also follow us on Facebook or Twitter for event reminders and reboot notifications. To support our game, you can visit www.alteraeon.com/donate, or you can shop on our online store at www.cafepress.com/alteraeon. We hope to see you and your friends on Alter Aeon, where every day is an adventure. Thanks for listening, and happy mudding, everybody.
Alteraeon.com. That's ALTERAEON.com.